Hey everybody, it's me, Melody. If you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. I'm on my way to 1K, so make sure you guys are definitely sharing to your platforms. Make sure you guys are subscribing if you're new. And yeah, just get me to that 1K. So today I have a special guest. He's a huge part of the Black Manosphere. He's a businessman and he helps other Black men become successful by giving them great advice on his channel. Um, Yeah, he really don't need no introduction, but you guys know who it is. It's Ramil. Hey, Ramil.
Hey, what's going on? What up?
Hey, thanks for coming.
No problem. I practice reciprocity, so
Yeah, I already know how that is. So, for those who don't know, what brought you to the Black Manosphere?
Okay. So I think me and my homeboy started making videos a long time ago, and we stopped making them. And I came back a few months later and seen that those videos we stopped making had like hella views. So I was like, okay, you know what? This could possibly do something. So I started making my own videos, and then I came across Black Ram videos, and he influenced me to change like how I did everything. And then I end up linking with O'Shea somehow, and then it just went from there.
Wow, well, I'm glad you came because you're basically changing a lot of lives. Like you're showing other
I
Black
don't know,
men.
man. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'm changing lives. You know, what I mean, I just be talking shit.
I think so. A lot of men weren't business minded before you. I feel like you taught them how to become businessmen and, start their own businesses instead of working for the white man. The things you talk about on your channel.
Yeah, I do think I am about that rulership mentality. I do not want to work for anybody, but that rubs people the wrong way. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm against working for somebody. You got to work your way up in life. I'm just not doing that forever. You know what I mean? I'm not with that being a life goal, in my opinion.
Right. So, what advice would you give to Black men wanting to start their own businesses?
Um, shit, man. I mean, like I say, one to do a lot of reading. Um, and then after you do a lot of reading, you just trial and error. Like you got to jump in. You got to put your money up. You got to take the risk. After you read as much as you can read, you just gonna have to just say, "Hey, okay, I'm about to take this $1,000. I'm about to just try this shit. And
Hmm.
if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And you just trial and error after that. And don't be
Right.
scared to lose money. Don't be scared to lose money.
That's some great advice. So, tell me the difference between the mindset of a businessman versus a non businessman.
Um, I didn't even realize this until like not too long ago. Like it's a huge difference. Like it's to the it's a difference to the point where if you are a quote unquote business person or whatever, I don't mind. Just I'll just call it if you do have your own shit. If you talk about that around people who don't, it rubs them the wrong way. So it's really a huge difference in mindset. Like one understand the concept of time and freedom over everything. The other need structure given to them by somebody else, in my opinion. So it's two different mindsets, and that's why I'm just learning now. Like you know, sometimes it's not even best to talk about business a lot of times because a lot of people they don't like hearing about ownership and shit like that. I mean, it's over their head, so it is what it is. But it's two different mindsets. One owns his own time, the other doesn't.
Right. So, do you think it's better to own like a somewhat successful business or to have like an extremely high paying career?
It depends on the type of person you are. Some, like I said, some people would rather have the high paying career, and that's fine. I mean, it just depends on the type of person you are, and what you value in life. Some people, a lot of people value different things, like but if you value your personal freedom and time, then you're going to choose the business. But if you're more of a social person, if you don't understand how to get customers and things, if you just want more structure, then the high paying job is going to be better for you. It just depends on the type of person you are and the skills you have and your risk tolerance. You know,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah, so you pretty much saying that it's okay. It depends on your mindset. That's it, pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. Depends on your mindset and where you at with it. Like, yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna change the subject a little bit. I hear you talk a lot about pump and dump. How many times do you pump before you dump?
Okay, it depends because sometimes the thing is, I talk about pump and dump, but I'm not even in the nigga. I get pumped and dump. You look. If I mess with a chick, it's all on her because after I deal with a female first, I'm not calling her ever again. After the initial interaction, she got to do all the pursuing because I don't got time to be playing games. Because in this world, y'all got so many options and so many. It's like a wonderland to y'all. Y'all just play games because there's no consequences to what y'all do. So I'm just like I'm not even finna waste no time. So I one time and I'm never contact you. But if you contact me, I'm gonna reach back out to you. I'm like, okay, what's up? You know what I mean? But I'm not doing any more pursuing after that.
Right. So
And if
think.
she stops pursuing, then that's it.
Yeah. So you think women pump and dump more than men, pretty much?
They do
How so?
because one, you guys have more options,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's easier to go from one to the next. And yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah. No, I actually agree with that. I do because usually men are the ones who want a relationship, in my opinion, from what I see. But
Yeah,
women,
that's true. Men are the romantics. It's these soft ass niggas who want to
right?
settle down, but the women are doing what they do. You know what I mean? They doing their own thing. They living their best life. They getting their money. They got 4, 5 niggas. You know, like since the internet's here and everything's connected, it's like they just living their best life. But niggas still out here want to try to tame the beast. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, exactly. Especially with OnlyFans out there and the Instagram thoughts, they just want to be seen more than having a serious relationship. I do agree with that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I heard you say you don't believe in marriage or having kids. Why is that?
It's not that I don't. It's not that I don't believe in having kids because that's how the human race goes forward. I just don't believe in making any legal ties to a woman, especially if you're a man who has some sort of success on you. Because uh, like I said, it's a wonderland for females right now. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. So you commit to her and invest this time with her, she can leave you with no consequence. And that time you invested could have been invested in something else. So I could rather invest that time into something more guaranteed than a woman, right? Like if I want to have kids, there's other ways to do it. I get a surrogate. I'll go impregnate one of these foreign bitches and bring back the kid and leave them over there. You know, what I mean, it's plenty of ways. But I'm not going to create no legal attachment because I don't got time for it. It's just I don't got time for being 5 years, 10 years deep into something, and the bitch is like, "Oh, I'm done." You know what I'm saying? And she has every right to do that, but she not the one gonna take the financial hit. You know?
Right. Exactly. And then how women are, they want to put you on child support and all types of crazy things. Then they don't want you to see your kids. So it is probably better for a man like you who don't want to get married, probably to just be single and focus on your business, making your money.
Yeah, and then I got my options. If I do that, I got plenty of women to choose from. But uh, no, I'm just not gonna do that. Like this is the worst place to have to be in the system with somebody else. Like it's just. Mm-mm.
Exactly. So do you consider yourself MGTOW?
Um, I don't know because MGTOW seem like they don't deal with females at all, you know. And I still I love thoughts. I mean, I don't shit. I still deal with females. I still deal with hoes. So I don't know because MGTOW they talking about no connections whatsoever. I don't know about that. But yeah,
It does sound a little weird. I always wondered, maybe I can have one of them explain to me what exactly does it mean? Because do they just stay by themselves forever, or do they just pump and dump? That's what I want to know. Maybe you know.
I think it's different factions. I mean, I don't think they're weird or anything. I'm just not gonna. I just don't. From what I see, it's like there's no contact whatsoever. I don't live like that. But I'm not. I see where they're coming from. I just haven't been all in with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, since you don't believe in marriage, what would you do if you ever found love? Like, what if you meet a woman and you just fall head over heels in love with her? What would you do then?
What?
You like what? I don't speak that language. No, okay. So let's say you met a woman and you just met to get with her, pump and dump, and leave her. But you guys just got a connection. You guys watch the same things. You guys have the same thought process, and you just fell in love with her. And I know you don't want to fall in love, but it happens. So what if you fall in love and she wants to marry you? What would you do?
What? I mean, here's the thing. Like, so love or whatever you want to call it is just a chemical reaction in the brain, and it dies down. It's like when you hit that first drug, your dopamine
Mm-hmm.
gets rushes up, and then each time you always trying to reach that first high. That's what this quote unquote love is, a chemical reaction. The best thing a woman can do for me is to uh the best thing a woman can do for me I can't get, all right? Because if what I want would be considered probably slavery, you know what I mean, in today's age, because that's how far gone we are from the natural order. So I'm just like, I ain't got time. I don't care how much I'm feeling a chick, or if we got the same interests. If you the only way you sticking around is if you're doing some money moves, because in this modern era, she has the potential to do what she wants to do, and with no restrictions, and so do I. So it's like we're not living on the same accord. Men and women aren't living on the same accord. So no matter how much you feel in the chick, because we're exposed to so much stimuli and things like that, to think that she's just gonna just be interested in only you for a long period of time is stupid. Like, why if she's feeling that for me, she can feel that for somebody else. So
Right.
I don't live my life based on feelings. I don't falling in love is like what that shit is. Love is not even real. Like I said, it's a chemical reaction. So
Mm,
you really simping, you really in your feelings. You know what I mean? Love, and on top of that, even if you love her, she can't love you. Woman can't love like that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
really?
huh?
I said, really? Why is that? Like, you just think,
Woman,
okay,
y'all can only love people who there's a biological connection, like your parents or your children. Anything outside of that, you guys are not capable of love, and even that love is limited. You know what I mean? Because women, they love, they only feel for you if you're doing something for them. You know what I mean? Like if you're not doing nothing for them, they're not gonna fuck with you.
right. So basically, if you have money and you're buying them the world, that's the only time they fall in love. They fall in love with your money, not you. Is
I mean, they can fall. I mean, they say they in love. They may fall in love with you because you dick them down good, but they just saying that they're not gonna. That's not what they feel. Because they can the next day they can wake up and see something else they like and go to the next one. Like a kid with toys, you know. So they see a new toy the next day.
right.
So
Yeah, I heard you say that. I heard you say women are like kids, and I really didn't understand that. Can you explain what you meant by that?
because y'all are like kids. Y'all, first of all, you're destructive when left alone. Without instructions, you guys just sabotage yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Second, because basically men build the whole world, women don't. You know what I mean? Second, the decision making, you guys don't have long term decision making skills. You think short term, uh, suck with money. Um, Basically, everything that would happen to a child if you leave it alone, same thing will happen if you left a woman alone as well.
I do agree with that. We do need men's leadership to survive. We definitely do. No woman can survive alone without a man. So I do agree with you on that one. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess you can say they're like kids. But another thing I heard you say is men can't cheat. Can you like explain, or like GC say, can you elaborate?
I don't know if did I say that. I mean, I know I probably did say that, but I know Kevin Sane was just the one pretty known for it now. You know what he say? They exercise or whatever the fuck. But it's in a man's biological nature to have multiple women. Like what the fuck? Like for him to be limited to one, it goes against the natural order, and
Mhm.
you deserve more than one woman, especially if you got your shit together. You deserve more than one woman. If regardless of how you live in, single or in a relationship or married, any successful man deserves more than one woman.
Right. I do agree with that because he has options. Just like a beautiful woman has options, successful men also have options. So yeah, I never thought that men should be in relationships. And I know I'm gonna get pushback from other women, but it doesn't seem like men should just be tied down to one woman.
And
No
nah, it
matter.
goes against the order. Any man that's tied down to one woman, like I mean, I know some guys who want to be monogamous, but it's like if you ain't gonna tell me you don't got no desire for another woman, that means you're supposed to have another woman. Like it's just how why would you I'm not trying to I'm not even saying be reckless either. I'm saying why would you deprive yourself of life, the spoils of war of life, to be tied down to one pussy? Like that shit don't make
Right.
no sense. That's too much power in one person.
I do agree with that. I'm sorry if you hear noise. That's thunder. It's thundering over here. So sorry if you
Okay.
hear that. But okay, so here's another question. Have you ever lied to a woman to make her think something other than what it was? Like, have any of the women you messed with thought you guys were in a serious relationship when it was really just like fucking and that's it?
I mean, yeah, a lot of women. I mean, here's the thing. Like, first of all, they lie to you. They lie to me. So, for me to be honest with somebody's gonna lie to me, that don't make no sense. Like, men always want to be some honorable, righteous motherfuckers, but they'll lie to you about everything. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I will lie. Now, when I'm first dealing with the woman, like the initial meetings, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be upfront.
Mm-hmm.
But she's cool, and maybe I want her to stick around for longer, and she asked me like, "Where's this going?" I would definitely string her along. I would be like, maybe one day we can be in a relationship. Maybe one day this can happen. I would string her along as long as possible so I can keep getting what I want. That's when
Oh,
my lies come in. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you don't feel bad about it? I mean, because
No, why?
yeah, that's true. But
Why
I
should I
mean,
feel bad?
because she's thinking something else. I mean, do you feel like she may be wasting her time, or you just don't
Why
care?
should I care about her time? She don't care
Right.
about mine.
Exactly.
If I let her, she'll waste all the time I got. So why should I care? That's another thing. My time's more valuable than hers.
Hmm.
So I don't. I can care less about her time.
That's true. All right. So, do you think men should be upfront about wanting to see other women, or is okay? Or, well, you just answered that question. You said it was okay to lead a woman on, but
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
do you think it's better to just go mode one on her?
it depends on the situation. Like if you're doing like online dating, mode one's probably the best. So much time wasting. I definitely agree with mode one for that. Even if you use mode one though to get a woman, you still might have to goddamn she still might ask you questions later on, like where's this going? So mode one can get you in the door, get you in the draw, but she still might be asking you more questions later on, like where is it going? So yeah, I'll definitely string him along, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I know that's just your thing. And I know you also say like don't trust women. Can you explain why? Like, do you think all women have the same mindset? Don't you think there's like some feminine pick me women out there who really genuinely want to be picked? Or you just feel like they're all the same?
Uh, you know, yeah, they're all the same. The thing is that even the ones that have the quote unquote pick me's, Give them the opportunity too. They're gonna show out too. And it's I'm not even mad at. Look, here's the thing. I'm cool with what we at with today. Whatever. We're gonna live in equality, feminism, whatever. I'm just gonna adapt. Okay. But a woman, they can say they want this and say they want that. At the end of the day, let me see them Instagram DMs. Let me see them text messages. Okay. Like everybody,
Right.
I don't even got time to look. If a woman wanted to be if she's really genuinely about that life, she would have already been married already. It's not that hard. If you really
Yeah,
about
but
that, huh?
right, but what if some women just didn't find the right man? And then you came along and they felt like you were perfect. You were Mr. Perfect.
Look, man. Between the ages of like 18 and 25, every
Mm-hmm.
woman is exposed to as many men as she needs to be to quote unquote pick a quote unquote provider. Okay, she's been exposed to many different types. So the right one already came across. She just didn't want one of them. So if one of those females who are really about that life are already snatched up, or they will be snatched up at a younger age.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. But some women did get into a relationship at a younger age and it
Uh,
didn't work out. So let's say it
yeah,
didn't
because
work
she
out.
probably left.
Well, yeah, that's most situations. That's what happened. But some women are good women and they just broke up with their man and they have a lot to give
Why
him.
did they break up with him?
Well, it could have been anything. It could have
She just
been
got
that.
tired of the dick. She wanted a new dick, and that's cool. It's just that's one of the reasons why I say I'm not wasting my time. Nobody wants to stick to the same person forever.
Right. No, I agree with you on that. But
People want
not.
to play themselves and do this. I'm just like, yo, you gonna stick to? Hey, dog, you gonna have to stick to that same pussy for the next 50 years? Go ahead, all right. But this is the thing, niggas will do it though. It's just these females, they won't do it. Females won't stick to the same dick for the next 50 years. These men, they actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, these foolish ass niggas out here sticking to the same pussy for their
Hmm.
whole life until that bitch leave them. And that shit don't make sense to me.
Yeah, you do see that a lot in our community. If you, I feel like if you really want to find a good woman, do what the what do they call SYSBS? What is it? SYSBM men are doing. Go overseas and bring one of them back. I mean, that's probably the only way you'll
Now you
find.
can't bring it back here. You gotta go live over there and fucking in third world land. I'm not saying everything overseas is third world, but you can't bring it back here.
Yeah, that's true. But if you do bring them back, there are ways you can control the situation.
No,
You
it's
know,
not.
you don't think so?
No. Once they're in America, once they're in for America, it's over with. It's over
Yeah,
with.
I can see. I can
It's too
see
many
that.
rights, too many, too many protections. It's over with.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, we both know that women can be highly manipulative. When did you realize that?
At a young age. I don't even know, like 13, 14. I just knew women were liars from an early age. I figured out that men are the ones who had to have integrity because society forced them to, and women can do whatever the fuck they want. Like I seen that just early on. I was just like, oh, okay, this is how it works.
Right. Yeah, that's something that you realize, like you said, when you're young, because I watched my parents, like my mom, my aunts, even my grandmother, they all were very manipulative. So I saw that as a child. But it is true. Women are manipulative.
Does that include you?
I think it's in all
Yes.
women's nature, yes, but I try my best to be the best woman I can be so I can find the right man. But
You
yeah.
still looking for the right man?
Well,
Are
yeah.
you really looking for the right man? Or are you just
Well,
you're living the good life?
I'm not living a good life. I've been broken up with with my ex since the pandemic started. Me and him been together since we were very young. On and off. I'm not gonna lie to make myself look great. On and off. But this last time was it. So now I'm by myself. It's been a couple of years,
So why
and
why did you end it with the guy you with since a young age?
I don't want to see. I don't like throwing men under the bus. just put it this way, it was the both of us. It wasn't just him, it was me.
Who? Hold on.
I
Wait,
don't want
hold on. Who? It's not. Hold on. Cause so you left him.
we left each other.
Now look. I hate to do this because I'm not.
Don't
Shout out to
do it
Kevin
to me.
Samuels.
Don't do
Hold
it to
on.
me.
Hold on. But because look. Hold
Ramil,
on.
don't do
Who
it.
left who first?
First him.
So he left you first.
Yes.
Get the stop was playing.
No, I'm being honest. He left
All
me,
right.
I left him, he left me, I left him, but
Okay.
we
The
were
last time I'm talking about the last. I ain't talking about who left the last time.
the last time we decided not to talk
So
to each other
okay.
anymore.
All right. Well, my thing is this because I ain't no relationship coach. I'm just saying like you you was with the nigga since a young age. Why ain't y'all? I mean, could you? Y'all want to live your best life. That's what it is.
I honestly don't. I don't want. I've lived my best life with him. We went on vacations, trips, parties. Like
Did you ever
you know,
ride
we
the
did
car? So you never
everything.
rode the carousel?
Rode the carousel. What does that mean? I'm sorry.
You never rode the carousel.
No. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
How long? I thought you was in this space. Well, I guess it's kind of good you don't know. So the
Yeah.
carousel is basically, you had your little whole phase. You was out there doing your thing.
Oh no, with him. With him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We were together since young, so I did my thing with him. Vacations, parties, everything. He picked out my clothes. We did everything fun together. So I wouldn't say I had my whole phase by myself. No, but with him, we had a good time.
So outside of him, it was just no whole phase. Just
Well, okay. All women love attention. Let's put it that way.
I
I
didn't
love
say attention. I said, did you
what
go through a whole phase outside of him?
whole phase like messing with a bunch of men. No,
Okay.
no. But I did like getting attention at one point in my life. That was the phase I was going through. Like when me and him would break up, I love the attention because I'm not ugly. I'm attractive, as some people would say, and I didn't mind the attention. But was I a hoe? No, absolutely not. I was never a hoe.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but now this question is for you. Can you
Go
tell
ahead.
a difference between real and fake femininity?
Uh, no, they're the same. Cause I mean, it's just they're the same. It just depends on who you're dealing with, but it's because real fake. I mean, I hate even femininity and all shit like that. Look, the thing is that a woman acting like a woman is not really in America like that. You know what I mean? So it's all to me. It's all manufactured. Like everything here is manufactured to me. So because of the capitalism and shit like that, to me, I don't even know if it's possible for a woman to quote unquote be feminine in a place that is so systemized. You know what I mean? And I'm not even mad at it, but I'm just saying like that type of whatever that's probably gonna be out this country. You know what I mean? So anything here to me is manufactured.
Right. So you don't think anyone is really feminine, soft, pick me's. You don't think anyone's being sincere when they tell you they're feminine or pick me's.
I think there's episodes like especially with women here, you're gonna have episodes of it. So it is natural for a woman to submit, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get that in pieces and spurts here. So I try to deal with women when they're in that mode before they get back to the other mode. I try to catch them when they are feeling like that.
Right. Okay. Well, so don't get mad at me. I'm gonna ask you a little bit about the industry. You know what industry I'm
Now
talking about.
go ahead.
Okay, so what made you decide to get into the porn industry?
Here's my thing with this too, man. Like my thing is like when niggas ask me about this, the only thing niggas should be asking me about this is how much money is in how much market share there is in the industry. Okay, that's what So it kind of blows me a lot of times when niggas coming through asking me all these other shit, but you ain't asking me about the money. You ain't asking me about the business. You know what I mean? But but aside from that industry, so basically, um, you know how you sell, somebody used to sell drugs, they can't sell drugs no more, so they got to go legit. Whether they get their marijuana license or they get they go to medical school
Right.
to give out the prescriptions because they can't sell drugs no more. Well, the law said I can't, I can't pimp out women. I can't do it. It's illegal, and if I do it, I'm going to jail. So you go legit, you go legal. It's legal. You know, industry. It's a $99 billion industry. I got introduced to it by another female. She told me how much she made. So it's really it's just the money and the networking and the people you meet. It's a fun industry. Uh, and but basically, I just seen a market opportunity.
Okay. So, do you think it played a part in your decision to pump and dump women because you looked at them as like whores and things like that?
Uh, no, because even before then, I looked at it like that. Because to me, even from a young age, I always thought like, what can this woman do for me that's going to benefit me? I know what's going to happen if I take her in. She going to benefit off me, resource wise, and all the other things. What do I get in return? And from a young age, I just couldn't see. I couldn't find what I'm going to get in return for my, you know, for the protection. I just couldn't. I to this day I can't see what the return on investment. The only possible return on investment I can see probably is children, but then she start acting a fool after she get them anyway. So it's like I just so the industry didn't play a part of that. It's just before I even did anything, before I got to any crazy stuff at a young age, I just asked myself, what is she gonna do for me? And I can never get that answer. So that's
Right.
that's why I look at women the way I do, because they don't offer anything in return most of the time. They're not even trying to do it. That's my thing. Like, they're not even trying. Like, yeah, this man is gonna take care of you and protect you and do all these other things. You're not even gonna try to put in the effort to show him your appreciation. So to me, I'm just like, it's not worth it. I could put my energy into something else
Right.
rather than investing it into one woman.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is the legal way to do it, and I see nothing wrong with it. As long as you're protecting yourself and doing the right thing, I don't see anything wrong with that business at all. But what advice would
Well,
you give?
you'll be surprised because a lot of guys do. They be like, "Oh my god, he's getting money out this," but then they watch the shit every night. So I'm just like, it's crazy. Like, a lot more guys are always, mad about it than the females. I'm just like, cause you niggas are lame as fuck. And the thing is that you're gonna be a square, stay in the square's place. I'm not trying to be condescending or anything, but you know, black people watch the most adult films out of every demographic. They did a 30-year study on this.
Hmm.
But who gets the most of the money? The white folks, Brazers, Bang Bros, all of them. 37% of the internet is adult films. All that going to the white folks. Black, just like everything else black people like to spend money on or consume, which you don't own. The hair, the shoes, the music. It's like, we just want to be consumers. I'm not a consumer. I'm a producer. No pun intended. But I produce products. I produce more than I consume.
Facts.
That's all across any industries, whatever I do. Black people are consumers. So I think in a producer's mindset with everything. You know what I mean? So I got other things I got planned. I got other brick and mortar situations I got planned. I'm gonna get some of this black money, this black dollar, and I'm gonna get a lot of it because all these other races get it.
Right. That's what I love about you. You're like so determined to get that money. I love that. A lot of black men don't think like you. And that's why I think you play a very important part in the manosphere. I really do. I respect you and your channel. Not only that, but remember I told you, you're like one of my favorite channels. I give you my top three.
I
I really
appreciate it.
mean that. Yeah, I really mean that. But what advice would you give to men wanting to get into the industry?
None. Figure it out. Because this is like, especially over here, dog. Niggas is not mature enough for, for that. Even just in regular business in general. I mean, we talking about that business. And even I don't really want like I've even calmed down talking on a lot of business because I just niggas don't want to hear one or two. Like niggas is not mature enough. It's just you got to pay. You got to hit me up and probably pay me a lot of money because I'm just over it. I'm over the immaturity in regards to being grown men, making the money instead of going out to let somebody else give you crumbs. I want to see black men become full grown actual men in America. That requires ownership. So even with that situation, I'm really getting tired of talking to black men about owning shit, owning shit, and then also uh becoming producers instead of consumers in everything that we do. It's not about getting the money. You say you love the fact that I'm about getting the money. It's the money is just a byproduct of taking control of your situation, of being the producer. Okay, that's just the money is a byproduct of being the titan of whatever industry you in. So I'm
Right.
not chasing the money. I'm chasing the power and you know the things that come with that. But you need that entrepreneurship is the baseline of that. So whenever I like to do something, uh, I always see can I make money from it as well. If I like to consume a lot from a certain company, I'm gonna have stock and I'm gonna have money in their company as well. If I like to like Google, we on Google all day, right? YouTube, I got Google stock. Okay,
Mhm.
so anything I consume, I'm gonna try to make sure I am going to make money off of it as well. So that's just how I look at it.
Right. I mean, it's very important to produce your own stuff. Definitely. And it was something else I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah, I noticed that you and Kevin Samuels worked together in the past. What brought you guys together? Was it business?
Um, well, that was before. That was the show. Me and Kevin did the show called The Lion's Den, where we like critique black men's business plans. And he reached out to me. This is before he blew up and everything. He reached out to me. He said, "Hey man, I like what you're doing." He came on a couple of my shows first, and then after that, he just reached out like, "Hey man, I like what you're doing. Uh, let's how about we talk to these black men about business and things like that." And like I said, I was surprised. Like he like this is before he had like 50,000 subs. I had like four or something like that. And he said, "Yeah, I want to do this." We did the show. We talked about black men's businesses and critique their business plans. And ultimately, what ended up happening is that black men just don't take entrepreneurship serious. I mean, here's the thing: I'm all about getting your certifications, all about getting your trades and things like that. I'm all about going to get the experience. But damn, man, like that can't be the end goal, man. Like if we're not gonna take business serious, and nobody's going, we're never gonna be respected. I don't care what political party you are, or no matter what. You know what I mean? So that show taught me that niggas really ain't trying to don't take it seriously. This is why we have the lowest percentage of business ownership rate out of everybody. Even black women surpassed us. So black men had a week in advance to prepare for these shows, and they would come on and half-ass their business plans. And it was the same formula as he's doing with these bitches. The men would
Right.
call in, it's like, "Hey, I got the business plan. Want to talk about this?" And niggas did not have anything together, didn't have their numbers together, didn't understand the industry, not even the most basic stuff. So I learned a lot from that show. Really learned that black men in general do not care about being in the position of power. We just want to work forever, and that's cool. You have a good sustainable life, but don't complain about your situation. It's on the human family tree. Nobody respects your ass. You don't own anything, so there's no reason for nobody to respect you if you don't own shit. You know what I'm saying? So that taught me that black men wasn't really about it. You know what I mean? So the show came to an end because we had to stop. I got tired of seeing black men embarrass ourselves when it came to this very serious subject matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
why the show stopped. And so after the show, and but here's the thing: one guy from that show, he said, "Hey, y'all, got on my case so bad that shit got my mind right. I had to get myself in overdrive. Then he went to go start a marijuana dispensary after the show. After he realized when we point out the flaws in his situation, he said, "Yo, I'm playing." So he started his dispensary and gave me and him the credit.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a show with him, and but yeah, ultimately, what ended up after the show was over, he did the same formula, applied the same formula, except now instead of talking to black men about business and business plan, I'm gonna see what these females talking about. So like not even a week later, the same formula, but now we're gonna change it to the females calling in, and that's when that shit started to blow the fuck up. And I was like, I be damn.
Why do
So
you think
all
that?
we had to do that we had to switch up. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was saying, why do you think that is? Because I watched the show you were on a couple of times. It didn't get that many viewers, but as soon as
It
they
had
put
like
black
300.
women,
That was the most. It's like 300. And that was the most.
right? But as soon as they put black women up there, it blew up. Do you think men like to see black women getting basically you guys putting it on them, letting them know that they're wrong?
Yeah, of course. It's a whole different market. I mean, telling men what they need to do to reach the next level publicly, and then telling women to do it's a whole different market. And even women want to see it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so yeah, man. Once you start adding, even with the just manosphere shit, you just see that once you start adding the woman in, it's just it brings a whole nother market and economy, and but the thing is, it doesn't have to change the base foundation, because at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, his channel is still, it's not a pro woman channel. I mean, as far as today's standards, I mean, if anything, people still say he's against women and all that type of shit. But yeah, once you bring the woman in, it's a whole different dynamic, and that's just is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's great for women. I think he helps a lot of women.
You think
People
he's
look at
helping?
Yeah, people look at it like he hate women, but he's helping them. He helped me. I learned a lot by watching Kevin Samuels.
Okay,
So
where's your man at then?
well, good question. I'm working
Y'all
on that,
talking about y'all
Ramil.
talking about driver. That's y'all ain't look, man.
Ramil,
Women
I'm
go up there
work.
for attention. Women go up there for attention.
I'm
Okay,
no, I'm
nigga.
working on it. I promise you, Ramil. I promise you.
I mean, don't promise me. Hey, what's the shit called? What's the shit called when the women start getting older and the shit is what
And
do you
they hit
say?
the wall.
Yeah,
What is it? Hit
yeah,
the
not hit
wall.
the wall, but Kevin said the danger zone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want shit.
Oh yeah, and they die alone with a dog. I definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I just recently started watching Kevin about like 5 months ago. So I do like his message, and a lot of women can't take it. They can't stand him, telling them what's wrong and what's right. Women don't want to hear that. Why do you think that is? Why do you think women don't want to hear other men telling them about themselves?
Uh, because they feel like they're superior. So, because they're superior, or feel like they're superior, they
Mm-hmm.
don't want anybody. They don't want anybody who they feel beneath them telling them what to do, because they haven't been. They go their whole lives. Y'all go your whole life without being corrected for anything. Y'all pretty much do whatever, and the consequences are minimum. So when somebody's trying to take that away from you, it's not going to be a great reaction.
Mm, I get what you're saying. Hey guys, make sure you're dropping Ramil's links. I'm sure everybody have Ramil already, but drop all his links. I want to make sure he's getting all the subscribers he needs from here. So drop his
I
link.
don't know, man. Fuck y'all. But man, y'all,
Right.
y'all subscribe to here. You know what I'm saying? Probably some motherfuckers came through. You know.
Yeah. Subscribe to my channel. Help me out. You guys already know I'm on my way to 1K. So definitely hit me up. Subscribe, like, whatever you gotta do. But Ramil, do you mind me dropping a link so people can ask you questions before we go?
Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link. You got me sweating, Ramil, with those questions.
Oh man, yo, it's got to go both ways. You know what I mean?
I
Got to
know.
go.
I
But
know.
it's all good. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not trying to make nobody nervous or anything, but I do think those are like, I do gotta say this, y'all. You got a couple females over here in this space, talking about they know what's going on, all that. I'm like, well, okay, then where's your man? You know what I'm saying? So I just be curious, you know. What I'm saying? That's why I already know. I mean, I fucks with y'all. But I don't be a lot of what y'all say. I'm just like whatever, because getting a man is the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
So
Hold on. Dropping a link. I'm on my phone, so bear with me.
are you chopping off the phone?
Yeah, because I wasn't home yet, but I didn't want to miss this interview for nothing. So I just pulled over.
Okay. Oh damn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have you on. Oh my God. Guys,
That's
make
all
sure you guys
good.
hit that link. And I
Uh
don't think,
oh. We're gonna see. They might not come. Might not want to come up today.
no, they'll come up. Trust me. Any women out there who want to ask Ramil questions, come up too. Because I know y'all don't agree. Y'all don't agree with Ramil. So hit the link.
True. True indeed. True indeed. But yeah, man. Let's see. What you almost had the 1,000 on that joint.
Yeah, almost. I'm so excited. Hey, GC.
Hey, what's going on, Melody?
Hey,
What's going on,
nothing.
Ramil?
What's going on, Game Changer? What up?
Nothing much, nothing much. So, what you said kind of struck me earlier, and it's the same thing I was talking to Ike. Can't pronounce his last name, but everybody knows Ike. About in the back chat, and that is about trial and success. And I will admit that I do. I don't want to say did because it's not like it's completely gone, but there is a there with the fear of failure. It's really not the loss of money that stopped me from going down an entrepreneurial path. It's more the loss of time and energy and things like that. And like, was this the best way to spend it? I don't really know what I fear most about it, but I do know that there is some apprehension. And what I didn't know, and this is what I did learn from you today and Ike before, is that it is trial and error. Like, we only see the success. We don't see that a lot of successful entrepreneurs had, many failed entrepreneurs prior to the
Oh
successful that
yeah.
you've seen. Yeah, we don't see that. And I think that that was the, little piece of information that I was missing to really light a fire. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because,
So that. Yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
no, I mean, because I'm comfortable in my industry and everything. So I don't really, I don't really have the motivation that I should if I was starving, or I hated the type of work I did. So,
Mhm.
there's that. But Mel, your fan is on, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. I wanted you to elaborate on error and what it's like going through that. Like going, just watching something that you spend time and energy building crumble.
Oh man. Well, error is a part of the game. Like if you're not failing at anything, you're never gonna get anywhere. I like when I fail because now I know what not to do next time. You're only gonna the reason why I like trial and error because there's only so many errors you can do before you get it right. So you're never gonna get it right on the first try. And when most people when they try things on the first try and they don't get it right, are like, fuck this. No, it might take you 50, 60 tries. You know what I mean? But I mean, you got it's two. How I look at it like this: you got two paths. Right? You either gonna keep going till you try, or you go back to regular. So I can't go back to regular. So I'm gonna just keep on going. I'm gonna get rich or die trying, like 50 Cent said. So that era, I like the era part because now it teaches me what not to do, and you got to go through it. You got to go and take some L's. It is what it is.
All right. After this, if you have some time, I want to talk some business
Okay,
privately.
man. Cool. Okay, yeah, yeah, I do. That's cool.
Okay,
I
cool.
think I think you got my number, man. I think.
Yeah, I got your number.
Okay, cool, cool.
Oh, and by the way, yes, I am a new content creator, and I saw some of the people in the chat saying someone wrote my questions. Nobody wrote my questions. I did this by myself, just to let you know. So that was a little offensive. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Archer. Hey, Archer,
Yeah, what's up, Melly? What's up, Ramil?
what's going on?
What's up?
So, Ramil, I got a question for you, and I promise you, I'm not trolling you, bro.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not trolling you. So, I got this woman, right? And I'm about to move in with her, and her ass gonna start stripping for me, right? She said she gonna strip, give me the money. She might do a little here work there, here and there. So my question is like, how can I what as far as I live in New Jersey right now, right? And she's in Texas. And I've been fucking with this girl for like 5 years. Should I leave her in Texas or have her move up here if I'm gonna like do anything for her? Should I like just not do anything as long as we're apart, that long distance here, or should I wait till she gets here and then when I start making the money moves and start investing in the bitch as far as my plans are concerned? Or should I trust that she's not gonna fuck me over with this long distance? Should I trust the bitch or not? That's basically what I'm saying.
No, you don't trust the bitch at all. What is she investing with you? No, you don't trust that bitch. No,
Yeah,
fuck
that's the
no.
thing right there. She's not investing anything right now. Right now, we got a little plan where she's trying to, because
Yeah,
she
don't do
said
it.
she wants to get a BBL, and we've been talking about that. Like I'm like, look, I ain't buying shit until you get here. I understand you're gonna you stripping out there, but until you actually here by my side and we doing this shit, everything we saying ain't even really
Exactly.
ain't
Yeah,
happening yet.
yeah.
You know what
Bitch
I'm
will
saying?
talk all day. You can make the best plans with these hoes, but nah, man, hell no, man.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Fuck that. Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, yeah,
I'll give you some advice on that, Archer, too. You never move in with no woman, period. You have her follow you. She's not willing to follow you. She's not worth it, period. Okay.
wait. Time out. Well, when I say move in, I mean she is moving in with me.
Okay, to your state, she's coming to Jersey?
No, I'm going to Houston, but she's in Amarillo right now, so she's gonna go from Alabama. I'm not staying in Jersey. Jersey's trash. Shout out to
Okay.
Melanie.
Are
Jersey's
you
trash.
moving to
Yeah, I'm
Texas
moving to
on your
Houston,
own
bro. I'm
on your
moving to
own
Houston, bro.
recondence? Not
Yeah,
because
man.
of her?
I tried fucking with a couple of bitches out in Jersey. They sound like men. I had to ask one girl if she was a tranny. Like,
Oh,
what's up?
damn.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, a lot of them are hardcore out here.
Yeah.
I was
But
like,
nah, I mean, if you're moving to
damn.
Houston on your own recondence for yourself, that's different. But
I
yeah.
thought women. I thought Chicago women had that manly voice. Man, Chicago women ain't got nothing on New Jersey bras, bro. The New York and New Jersey, them bras sound like men. I
It
never
was,
in
was
my
part,
life.
was part of Jersey.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's why I'm
Yeah,
at with that, man. I ain't. That's a no for me.
But definitely, what's good, Ramil? Yeah, definitely, I wanted to give you definitely your props. Definitely, when you was talking about how men and we technically are taught taking the slave mindset and stuff. One thing I do notice between, I would say, let's say like successful multimillionaire black men and white men, the way they preach about pushing for success, that no sleep thing, blah 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 mess. You hear Diddy and Steve Harvey preach that, and when I hear white men talk about that, they don't even say no sleep. No, they say time management and stuff because they know the point is that you got to manage your time as a schedule. You got to schedule time to invest in yourself. Money you make out of whatever job you invest in yourself, but you also got to get your rest. Don't overkill
Is
The
yourself.
that
fuck
you,
is
Oh,
Matt?
that?
damn, sorry.
Is that you,
Yeah,
Matt?
sorry, y'all.
Hey.
I'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Um, but what he was saying, but yeah, it's all look, no sleep, time management. What I learned reading about these people and shit, like white people and black people just got different ways of saying it.
Hello, sorry, I'm back.
Oh yeah, all right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, what you were saying? What you saying? Yeah,
Yeah, I know. You know how black people would be like no sleep, and then like you were saying, the white guys would be like time management. It's both the same thing, but black people have different ways of saying a lot of stuff. But like success or whatever the fuck has no color. So it's the same thing. No sleep basically I'm a manage the amount of time I'm sleeping so I can maximize the time I'm awake so I can do this. Time management is the same thing, just
yeah.
different terms.
Yeah, I thought to feel the same way also too. Yeah, it's just like I think when black people preach it, we preach it as in a slave mindset, overkill yourself and everything. And one thing, the important factor is sleep and everything too. You got to get your rest. So that's why I see white men they put certain schedules. Okay, this schedule when I wake up early. This is the time frame that I'm working out. This is the time frame that I'm reading different things to improve myself. This is the schedule I work. If I'm working a 9 to 5, then I work that 9 to 5, and if I do an extra 4 hours, this schedule for extra money, and then home eating in the schedule. But then I'm reading another book to prove myself, so I could stop the 9 to 5 job and learn how to make money for me, and then I get the regular sleep. Way black people make it sound like sleep 2 hours, whatever, sacrifice all that mess, and it's like it don't work that way a lot of times because
Oh, yeah, you can't sleep no 2 hours. I mean, it just depends. Like depending on the stage you're at, But I definitely think that you should get an adequate amount of sleep every night because that's gonna help you maximize your time during the day.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly. The
saying?
brain got to refunction, reboot, because it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
you got to kill your brain so you can stress yourself that way and you're trying to be successful and
yeah.
everything. And I also think too, I think I remember hearing you about the show how also while we was taught to be working for someone because of our old school grandparents or parents, they taught a certain style of you got to put in 30, 40 years and wait till you're 60 and get the retirement plan. Me, I'm like, I'm not doing that because the fact is, by the time I'm in my 60 getting the retirement plan, I got to spend half of that retirement plan if my body done broke down from making
Exactly.
someone
I
else
was saying,
rich.
wait till you fucking 59. Like, really, like, here's the thing. Like, look. First of all, yeah, everybody's not gonna own a business, but everybody can have some form of independence. Even if you are working, you should not be 100% dependent. You should be able to walk away from that shit anytime for at least a couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So my thing is this: that paradigm, you don't have to wait till you fucking 60 to have freedom. That shit's fucking crazy. Like you said, your body will be all broke down and shit. You should be able to enjoy your maximum amount of time as soon as possible. But you have to. I don't want to say outthink the matrix because you're not doing that. You, you, you're just not on the same frequency as everybody else. You know what I mean? So you can't enjoy your time. Like that's one thing that you right about that. I hated hearing that. Wait till you fucking 59 and a half. You can, man, that shit. I'm gonna enjoy my shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still grind at the same time. But yeah, man, I'm with you on that. That's
Definitely. I think
crazy.
what we lack is financial education. Learn how dollars supposed to work for us. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Your
We
money's
don't
supposed
be
to work
afraid
for
to take
you.
risks to put in the stock market and learn how to stock market. I got a friend of mine that think if I'm not touching my money, it's I then it's not worth it. I want to be able to touch my money, so she put her money in a in-home savings account. And technically, we hit her with the question, okay, you got 14,000 in a savings account. 20 years from now, you think that same 14,000 is going to be worth something? It's going to be either worth the same or even less.
No, it would be worth less. It would definitely be
Exactly,
worth less.
because it's sitting
Definitely
there.
have less purchasing power. Yeah, man. Because
Exactly.
a lot of black people like if it's not under the mattress, then I don't trust anything. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how we had this type of mindset, and then but we still don't own shit. We so protective of it. We don't own anything. Like
Mhm.
savings account is fucking trash. I would never touch a savings account.
Yeah, like there's so many men making money, especially my thing is real estate. That's definitely the big money maker right there. Start with investing. A lot of parents don't even want to start their kids. Like you can actually start your kids in the real estate by investing in the property before they actually old enough to take it over. And a lot of parents don't do that. Like you can start your kids' credit history also too before they 18. That's so many
Mm-hmm.
people that have done it, and a lot of our blacks don't do that, and that's the problem.
No, no, the problem is too many black moms have started working on their kids' credit before they turn 18. That's why they turn 18 with a 350 credit score.
Yeah, they screwed it up.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's true too.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, they got. I feel like if you're gonna be parent, one of the biggest things as a parent, you gotta teach your kids financial literacy because they ain't teaching this in the schools and stuff. So we got to sometimes if you feel that you don't learn it, then you learn
Yeah,
together with your kids.
the thing is like the financial responsibility is your responsibility as an adult, and that's what it's going to come down to. Because you're right, even though they don't teach you in school, at the end of the day, it's math. All right, it's your money, you're responsible for. So what they did not teach us in school, which I'm not even going to hold them responsible to do that. All right, we got to teach ourselves, or we got to learn in the house, like you said, from the parents. If you're an adult and you don't have financial literacy, you need to that should be priority number one. Get some books on this shit so you can learn how to maneuver and then move from there. And this is not just for regular like you got PhDs who don't have financial literacy. I had an interview with Dr. Anwar a few months ago. He was telling me
Mhm.
like, look, man, I done learned a lot of this stuff about financial literacy since I was 28. Already a college graduate, already have degrees. So this type of stuff is not parallel to education and degrees and shit.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
That don't mean anything. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these people have the certification, which I'm all for, but don't have the financial knowledge, so they just living paycheck to paycheck. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Paying debts half their lives, paying off a college debt for useless degrees and stuff. Like, you wasted more of your money trying to get this higher education for nothing. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's so much resources out there also too. Even up to, you don't have to pay so much on college. There's so much online classes you can take. A lot of dudes online on YouTube or the space provide classes for financial stuff, all that. You can take their courses.
Yo, Ramil, can I
Got
ask
it.
you one more question, my dude?
Yeah. What's up?
When you if you know how young black men, when they come in on some money, they tend to spend their money on flashy things.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a way a way you could tell a young black man that when you come up on money, convince him how to invest the money instead of spending the money on things that get him bitches. I think a lot of black men spend money more concerned of investing their money on things that's going to result in pussy than actual investments that are going to result in a better future. How do you get black men to live more in the future than living in the now financially?
What? Okay, so here's that thing. I don't know. Somebody buzzing. Somebody mic is buzzing.
Mel,
But
Mel, please, can you mute Mel? Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me mute him from my phone. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry.
So this nigga at the barbershop.
Well, I mean, he's at the barbershop next to a truck next to a fan. Like,
Yeah.
like you got the barber truck and the truck is loading the barbershop with hair and it's a fan nearby. Like everything.
I just see a lot of black men who like they claim we don't got money, but I see a lot of nice cars out there. A lot of nice. I see men with jewelry cars. I see dudes that got a PVP loan and went out and got a Rolex instead of investing that.
I'll say this. So the first time a black man comes on money, a young black dude comes up on money, I'll just say let him splurge, let him spend it, let him splurge it on the first time. I think everybody should get that one time where they already when they get that first taste of some bread, let them blow it. Because then the next time around, you're gonna be like, damn, I lost all that bread. Now I can't do that shit the next time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, experience is only the best teacher. So, you know what I'm saying? But so that first time, I don't give a fuck who you are, most likely, unless you're super smart, you know what I'm saying? If you do invest the first time, it's even better. But after that, because money's reoccurring. If you get it once, you should be able to get it more. You should learn from that. Okay, go. My bad.
I actually agree with that because when I was 4 years old, I was hit by a car, right? And I got a settlement for that when I turned 18. It was about $16,000. And you know what I spent it on? In nerd fashion, I had a big ass collection of anime. Can nobody tell me shit? Anime and video games. I dropped 16 grand.
Well, I bet you learn from that shit. You won't do that.
I learned a lot from that shit.
See, things like that set us up so that when we make money for the rest of our lives, we know what not to do with that. Sometimes experience is just gonna be the best teacher. But after that, you got to start learning. Learn from your mistakes and start getting into financial literacy and things like that. But I do think that everybody gets that one time where they just
Well, I mean, something you said in there, I do think that collectively we do spend too much on the pursuit of pussy as black men. Like everything we do seem like the bookload of our spending really reflects where our priorities are, to what Archer was saying. So I think that is something that should shift, not really just for having the money itself, even though that's a large part of it, but just because it's a bad look to all that looks in that, that we are collectively poor. However, we're visibly wealthier than the group of people that we are obviously poorer than. Yeah. And it all revolves around peacocking for sex.
I was a bigger nerd than the white people were at that time. So yeah.
You're not going to change.
Well, your thing wasn't around sex. I mean, so your thing was around just personal entertainment, which is still not a good thing, but it's it's not as bad of a look to onlookers. You just look like a person with a hobby.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, the peacocking, things like that. Look, I would just that you're not going to ever stop that. And my thing is, guys over here, I would say are maybe a cut above the average, right? We can assume that. So just understand that you take advantage of those people who think it's so important to spend money on pussy. Like you think a level above them and understand what can you sell them. So because they're gonna anything that's gonna get them pussy, they're gonna buy, right? So you're not gonna stop. Just the thing, black people are never gonna change. So my thing is this: like the guys who are on a slightly higher level, figure out how you can get the money out these motherfuckers because it's always gonna be different classes and black people as a whole. And I really hate to say this shit, but in how I see it, like we're never gonna be like a powerful race or anything. It's probably just black men. It's a small percentage of us who can be kings. But as far as like black people and shit like that, like I mean, just the way we operate in comparison to other groups of people, it's just like you know, I just don't think we're going to see that day. So,
well, I disagree with that. But I do think that we have to make a lot of cultural changes and sacrifices before we can be a race of kings. And I think that that's one of them.
do you think black people are going to, like, as a community, as a whole, can get their joint together?
Yeah, I do. And I know why you have your apprehensions in believing that. But once again, through cultural change, because I've seen it happen with cultures throughout history that were worse off than we were. Particularly the German and the Spanish, their origins is very humble compared to, the Romans, the Greeks, the Mediterranean peoples. So, yeah, I do from that perspective. I don't want to get into the history of why I think that way, but let's just say I do. However, to expedite this, in order to expedite this, we have to make some significant and severe cultural changes in order to move ahead.
What's the definition of severe? Because I don't know because I don't know how.
For example, like a severe cultural change would be the opium epidemic in China. In order to become a superpower that they are today, second only to us, they had to get over that. They had to make a significant cultural change in order to become the nation they are today. Another significant cultural change that they had to make was they had to have the one-child policy. They made tremendous, like, okay, we've been doing.
Do you think black people? Do you think? Because I talked about how black people should probably incentivize young. If you really want to change some shit, like the single mother rate, like China got the one-child policy, black people got to do something similar. You got to tie these young females' tubes up or something like that to stop the single mother rate, to stop producing possible future criminals. See, do not severe.
No, I'm just giving examples of severe changes. I'm not saying that those particular changes is a necessity in the black community.
You don't think that would be?
I'm just saying that cultures have shown that they can go through severe cultural changes within a generation.
So, what kind of changes do black people need to make, in your opinion, for black culture to change? Because those type of, I think it would have to be similar to that of China's or some sort of foreign country. Because but do you have another solution?
Yeah, I mean, much like Japan had to move from a samurai culture in a generation in order to become a contender in World War II and won. We would have to move away from sexual culture. Mel, please, brother, I have no idea what you're doing, but it's loud.
I'm on mute. That's not me.
Oh, okay. Somebody's clicking. But so what I was saying is that we have done cultures have made necessary changes within a generation. What black people would have to do is much like many Oriental cultures, the staple of their diet is rice. The staple of black culture is pussy. We have to move away from that. If we're going to excel in any facet, in any way, shape, or form, we have to move away from such base things.
How do you legislate that?
Well, you can't. I mean, it was a cultural change. It's not a legal change. Perhaps the Mao reducing the number of kids a person can have should not have been used as an example because that's a legal change, not a cultural one. So let's just say moving from the samurai to the soldier thing that the Japanese did. I think that was something that was absolutely necessary for them to advance to be, contenders in the European war for power. So, yeah, I think that we as Black people throughout the diaspora need to remove this, overvaluing of sex in order to advance in other ways. And part of that is represented in what we wear and how we spend our money. Even if it is a large percentage of the money, it is an extremely bad look for Black men to go out and spend $500 on a pair of shoes to get some pussy that white guys get in sandals. Like, it's kind of embarrassing that we spent such a high percent of time, effort, and energy, and most importantly, money on something that's so based to other people. And seeing that really is presenting to the world.
How would you? So, what are the severe changes that you will put in place to stop this thing amongst Black people where we overvalue? Because I agree, we do overvalue pussy. So
Right.
What are the changes? Because I only think this is my thing. I only think a small number of Black men, small percentage of Black men, are actually going to understand how worthless pussy really is. I don't want to say worthless, but how little value it really does have, and they're going to move accordingly as far as living their best life. I don't think majority or even the critical mass of Black men this will happen to. So how would you say that you would institute that cultural change amongst Black people en masse as far as devaluing pussy?
Well, I think that it's inevitable. I don't know how I could expedite it, but what I see happening now is that the effort is fruitless because they're not actually buying the pussy with these things. What they're doing is they're
buying it too. No, they're buying that and they're buying the pussy.
No. Okay, well, you're the expert on that. But what I'm saying is the ones who peacock. There's no certainty that this will yield the results that they seek. And in fact, it quite often isn't. I think that once that realization, comes to fruition, that they will really have no choice but to see that, like, hey, something, my efforts in this regard has been in vain.
So the waiting games, we're talking about playing the waiting game, waiting longer, because by 2053, Black people are predicted to have zero wealth, which means that's permanent underclass.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's possible. I rarely trust predictions. Because when, if you look at the predictions that were made for today, 20 years
ago. The Monahan report was a prediction?
The Monahan report it wasn't a prediction. It was an assessment of what was going on at that time. Now,
they talk about the future, what was going to happen if the Black people kept going. I think they did have some future predictions in there.
Well, they had an assessment and, but did they predict what will happen today? No. Now they did talk about the single mother rate in the 1980s. Yeah, well, not the Monahan report. In the 1980s, they talked about the single mother rate and what it projected to be, what it would be projected to be in the turn of the century, and they were relatively close. But that's
well, like I said, I'm not trying to say it's like I said, it's just a prediction, right? So predictions
I take things like that with a grain of salt. Like I mean, people make predictions knowing that 30 years from now nobody's going to look back and say, "Aha, you was wrong." But if they were right, they'll champion them.
But they did make predictions. Here's my thing when it comes to these economists and racists. They do make predictions when it comes to economics and race. Those predictions, like predicting about the Asians, how they were going to become the highest earners, and then the Hispanic. They predicted that Hispanics was going to become the largest minority years ago.
Well, that's
they were going to surpass Blacks on the economic level. You know what I'm saying? Which they're doing that surely as well. They're starting to do that as well. So it's like, you're right.
No, the things that you say are possible. The reason why I'm saying that is because when you talk about predictions after they happen, it's really not okay. So I watch Star Wars, and every time they come out with a new movie, there is literally thousands of fan theory on what's going to happen. And then, when the movie actually comes out, they say, I knew that was going to happen. And one of the thousands is correct. And we just say, oh, that was prophetic. But yes, if you make enough predictions now, one of them will be true, in 2053. So, Yeah,
have
I mean,
something.
we can take that or leave it, but and it could just be my optimism or your pessimism that will lead us to that conclusion. Don't care. I'm just saying what is best done now is to focus less on pussy. Make something else the staple of our culture.
Well, I know where you can do that. And it's a very extreme thing you would do in order to influence a culture change like that. And that would be scrapping all black media. I mean, everything from the talk shows to the music to the movies to every ounce of black culture, and not replacing it with something like the Cosby's or nothing like that, but replacing it with something more male centered and more just different than what we're already getting. Because I honestly I've had this debate with BGS and he's disagreed with me a few times about this. He thinks the Prussian school system has more to do with what influences black culture, but me, I think media has more to do with that. I think they put out a new dance every day. I mean, every month to see if they still got niggas under control, and every nigga be doing it. Even the 50-year-old guys be doing it. Like anything that comes on a Black TV can even tell us what is black and what isn't black. It's that crazy how much we're influenced by it as a
Right.
people.
I think that black people are, for the most part, better off not watching TV.
Much better.
Right.
Maybe make a law where you can't buy a TV if you're black, unless you'll get your white homeboy to buy it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're simply better off not buying or not having TVs. Period. There really isn't much of any good. Then that's why I always talk about the media and how it's affecting black society. And I do see, and this is also comes back to the pussy thing. Like if you watch our movies and watch or listen to our music, at least in the 80s and 90s, it is over pussied. Ice Cube is quoted saying, to a kid looking up to me, life ain't nothing but women and money. I'm Easy E, I got bitches galore, and so much, and so on and so forth. Like you could just throw a rock at a 90s pop chart and hit the word pussy.
Well, it's not just pussy; it's also pussy and it's pussy and nigga trinkets. That's it too. So we got nigga trinkets.
Well, they're one and the same. I mean, it's either sex or the pursuit of sex was the staple of the culture. Now I don't really listen to modern music, but I do know that it's far less so that because people like Childish Gambino do exist. So I can't say I do see the culture slowly shifting away from that as a necessity to protect itself.
There's a shifting too. I see a little bit more mixing a little feminization of our boys and stuff like that. Just like you said with media, one of the biggest factors is, I hate to say it, with the alphabet community. Our own women over supported their movements like crazy and put most of us, they threw us aside. Most of the actual competent black masculine men aside.
Right.
We got to promote the image of the black man at a hard rate and stuff because as you see, we got men like Billy Porter that is talking about the new and that little. Remember that with Pharrell Williams? Then that GQ magazine and stuff with that yellow dress jacket he wore, and name it as the new masculinity. Are you crazy?
Well, yeah, that's external forces pushing something into. I'm talking about the things that's within our culture that we put on each other.
That's part of it also too in a way, yeah, because.
No, that's an external. GQ is like an external, and that's pretty much on all the races. They want to do this for marketing reasons. Basically, they're creating a new market group so they can sell things too.
But they use us as the face. That's the whole problem and stuff.
Yo, I have a question I have one more question for Ramil, and I'm gonna jump off. You still there, Ramil?
Yeah, what's going on? What up?
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever let me ask you, have you ever thought about playing music in the background of your streams? And I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to be on the mic shit, but I do when you listen to some of these streams on the playback. Some people actually have low tone beats in the back of their whole 8-hour stream or something like that, and actually, for some weird reason, it makes the stream go better. It makes it a lot of people who listen to this on the playback. It just makes it more nice to listen to. You ever thought of adding that? Because you be having some very interesting streams. I know a big trucker coming on there. You probably won't be to hear shit.
I thought about it, but I'm not gonna do that shit. I don't got time to be. I mean, nah. I'm just gonna keep it like it is. Just keep it nigga shit and and raw vocals. I mean, I know some people do that, but nah, we just gonna rock it out, you know.
So Ramil, let me ask you.
Straight gutter.
Do you look at failed business ventures as the same way you told Archer to look at that anime splurge?
Well, yeah, because it's a L. But the thing is that that was it's similar, but not. That was a personal thing, and it was business is a business. But yeah, I look at them just like that. It's a lesson learned. What not to do. I learned what not to do in that joint, and so yeah, I do. It's a lesson learned.
Well, unfortunately, I can't buy a lot of anime no more because now I can stream it. Back then, there was no streaming services. Damn technology. I turned 18 at the wrong time.
You know what, Archer? That time you borrowed that money in the anime. Let's say, for example, someone taught you, okay, you splurged all this money in the anime, but all these anime stuff that you got, you was down on your money. Learn to resell it to get some of that money back.
Well, I couldn't resell it. I wasn't big into the figures and shit. I literally just bought almost $16,000 worth of DVDs.
Even that,
they had. I didn't know that existed. You must have bought every anime that ever came out.
Man, I bought everything that looked interesting on the damn website. Like, ooh, that like a good story. The whole damn.
They're like, ooh, somebody ordered big. Who ordered this? Big order.
I would say even that, like, you know, when you down your luck, you probably have to resell your anime, and if someone was to structure you to do that way, as in the form of this is how you bounce back, it's creating a money making mindset that, you know, I lost, but I could bounce back by, you know, getting back on my feet more faster. Like, it's just like, you know, we see millionaires who, when they get divorces, they give a percentage of their money to their spouses as a payoff. But see, that's it. They don't get too bummed about it. It's like, okay, it's the cost of a loss. Here you go. Like Jeff Bezos, he had to pay $39 billion to his ex-wife. Now I know it was hard, but he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a big money maker. Here you go. Now he's worth $200 billion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He had to get that money back.
Exactly. You got a big money making mindset like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so he would have been better off without the divorce, though.
Yeah, I don't think there is even back, and maybe that's what stunts me. And I didn't mean to interrupt me. I thought you were done.
Oh, okay.
But, I think that's what stunts me, and you know, Panoro Ventures. I think that I look at it as, you know, no matter what, even if he does get, you know, $100 billion again, that's not really $100 billion back. That's just it's still an L.
He's recouping.
Yeah, but he would have been. You know, he would have been more. So he's still,
exactly.
You know, so it's still it's still a loss. You just,
but he handled it better.
I shouldn't look at it. Well, I look at that way because it was marriage and not a venture where he took a risk to gain more money. This, you know, he just lost, and even if he stayed married, he wouldn't have gained $100 million. So, but yeah, I think that thinking, I got to get more in tune with the way you guys think.
But how about Donald Trump? You know how many times he's been married, and he don't care. Like, he took a loss, be married multiple times. It's an image. He knows how to make money with an image, and I think that's what Kevin Samuels always preach about also too. That, you know, big money makers, you know, image is everything, including the image of being married and stuff. I mean, I know, Ramil, you're not for marriage and everything. Yeah, so, you know, yeah. So I respect that.
Here's the thing about that. That's going to change because a lot of times, like, most wealthy people, most rich people are in their 40s and 50s. So as this generation comes up with the marriage rates being so low, that's going to change. Like, in about a few years, you're going to see a lot of more single wealthy people because the older people will be dying out, things like that. So, you know, yeah.
The older generation is what's really keeping the marriage numbers up. Younger cats really get married.
True, they haven't died.
From what side though? The women or the men?
Well,
no, I mean, just in general, they're old, so it doesn't even matter which side. Once a woman becomes a certain age, she's a nigga.
And both think about it because they're married to each other. Back in the day, that's what they did.
I understand that definitely. Yeah. You know, married couples, but single people mostly like remember games in the chick last night. That 40-year-old gremlin chick. She's trying to talk us 18-year-old into not getting them into a marriage at her prime of her youth.
Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
Archer has a point to like, he's talking about people like my grandmother's age, like people who are, 70 plus, 75 plus, who are still alive, and they're almost all married, and they are.
Oh yeah. I agree with him on that. You too on that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Because
like,
you got
Holding-
Sarah
they're holding
Ali is
America.
around that age also too, and she preaches about marriage. Black family unit.
Well, but they're holding the numbers of marriage up. So if they say like
Yeah.
20% of people are married, a large majority of that 20% are senior citizens.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
actually making the numbers look different than they actually are.
And since boomers are exactly that, it was a large, bump in the birth population. There's a lot of them. So yeah, there's a lot of people right now between 55 and 75 who, even though the boomer was the first divorced generation, the older ones, are still, reasonably healthy and,
From the silent generation, that's before the boomer.
Well, the boomers are after the silent generation, and
yeah.
so that's what I say. The older
Before,
boomers
yeah.
that are closer to that, who still believed in traditional marriage. Yeah, it's still a large number of those that are juking the stats. But if you were to take a slice of the population between 20 and say 35, 40, you'll see that it's significantly different than the overall.
You know what's crazy?
And look at the age rate they was also too. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me say real quick. I always say this is technically everybody that's in like 30s and early 40s. We became the new grandparents of this generation, and you see what we preaching so much. This generation around our age limit and everything. You got women that's praising about being a 32-year-old grandmother, and I'm like, yo, how's that praising? Like your daughter followed in your footsteps, having babies as a teenager, where you did irresponsibly.
With welfare reform, I see that less often. Welfare is no longer the payoff that it was in the 80s. And
It definitely changed that. But
women don't want to have babies young anymore, and they don't want to get married. I mean, this new crop of women, I still deal with women in like their mid to early 20s, and I'm telling you, bro, these chicks are looking for the best time of their life. They've really soaked in that live your 20s and don't think about nothing until you're 30.
Yeah,
they like we tell the men in this space don't even think about marriage till you're 30. Us telling the men that now is 10 years behind the way the women's already been operating since Barack Obama first became president, bro. They've been operating like this forever.
So Ramil, that would be another example of how quick a culture change, based on outside circumstances. Like, the drop in teenage pregnancy amongst Black women, changed tremendously almost overnight when, the welfare cuts came to where it was no longer a permanent thing. I think they reduced it to like 5 years max. Like once that changed and you could no longer have like an 18-year free ride per kid, you seen like the whole teenage mama trope almost disappeared, or the teenage Black mother trope almost disappeared. And next thing you know, it's like most.
I don't know if it almost disappeared. I know it went down.
No, it went down significantly. That's what I'm saying. And it was replaced with the student loan trope. It was replaced with
So my thing is, because ultimately the culture is still the pussy thing, right? Even if they did down the teenage pregnancy, it's still, the men still have to produce, and the men are still overvaluing pussy, right? So
I agree.
How are we gonna change? Yeah.
What about the out of wedlock birth rate? Would that go down also too? Or
are you asking did that?
Did that go down?
No, that
probably did only because the birth rate in general went down. Like, out or in wedlock, it went down. I mean, so no matter what, even with the cultural change, Mel, the cultural change wasn't to marriage. The cultural change shifted from that to education. Like it didn't really shift to marriage or anything like that. They got a taste of the leverage of, not having all the women out in the marriage market at the same time. There's leverage in that. So they didn't want to give that up. That's why they moved to education versus that. So, but good question though. But I mean, as far as the men shifting towards the pussy, as I say, I do see it reflected in media and Black media more so. And I think that we're moving in that direction, just a lot slower than I'd like to see.
I think that's probably their way of trying to get us men to spend more money than the women. Or at least equal amount, because they're the biggest consumers. What's the best? Why do we spend money? We spend money on the cost of a woman most of the time.
No, it's very true. Like, I mean, if I were the CEO of Rolex, I would want a culture out there that will spend, 2 of its paychecks on a Rolex.
Exactly. And when they
Like,
use to advertise that, a beautiful, sexy, attractive woman.
well, I mean,
Right.
they use men who appear to be getting beautiful, sexy, attractive women to
Mm-hmm.
advertise it. Like Juvenile and whomever was the hot rapper of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, guys, so we have a new person on the panel. We have Black Culture is Real. Hey.
Hello, I'm just listening.
Oh, I thought you wanted to ask Ramil a question.
No, I think I have a question in a second. Just let me think of one. No, get back with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do see us moving in that direction, and not because we're coming to a new level of enlightenment, but we're coming to find out that she's going to live her best life, and pick her best mate, Rolex or not. So, it's a fruitless endeavor.
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about this also too, because being that they trying to get us to spend more money for the men's side, they are trying that now with through child support, and they even forcing dudes that's not the biological kid to that child to pay child support, and especially in certain states when she could say write your name on that birth certificate, and you could be locked up in jail and don't find out 2 years later. And child support said we send you that letter to fight it, and you didn't respond that time, so we're gonna charge interest on that. You own this like $60,000 in back child support, and this kid ain't mine. I ain't went on a date with this woman. I never even slept with her, but she put your name on the birth certificate. Like,
Yeah, Melody did a show just on that particular case that you're talking about. I think it was in Chicago.
yeah,
Right that that happened. But yeah, she did a show on just that. But we will move ahead as a people significantly fast once we get control of our dicks. We just have to.
Do you think? Do you think? Now about game changer and Ramel, I want to ask y'all too. This. Do you think maybe if we get together, start having laws passed in our favor of black men for protection, the way women and even the alphabet community did to certain centers, that we at least have a better playing field?
Well, if you see, the thing about that is you become dependent on that law.
Mm.
And we also put too much on the government, we as black people. And that's something I noticed that the more prosperous ethnic groups here, particularly the Asian ones, don't do. Like they, even though it's not the government, they, like Ramil, they don't believe in banks and things like that. So, they.
I don't believe in banks. Go ahead, my bad.
Well, okay, you don't believe in debt. Excuse me. They're one and the same to me, but I'll correct and say you don't believe in debt. You don't do the debt.
Personal debt. I'm not with that.
Yeah, no, I understand. You don't believe in unsecured debt. And they don't believe in the banking system because of their history and things like. They don't trust the banking system, period, which includes personal loans. So they pull their money together. They adapted ways around that, so to speak. So actually, I'm sorry, I lost it with the exchange for Ramil and I. What was your question?
Oh, it was the same question to both of y'all. Yeah.
What was the question?
If we could put our money and resources together, black men get laws passed in our favor, the way black women did, and
So that's what I was. So they're not dependent on. They depend on each other more than they depend on large industry and government. And I think that is, another thing that we should probably work on, our over dependence on big industry and government. Like, government says, hey, woman, you can get divorced. And next thing you know, they start doing it. It's like, wait a minute, just because you can, if we maintained a culture that's strong enough to where you don't, then we wouldn't have the problems that we have today. So we're hyper focused on that. And I get it. We have a completely different history in this country to where our very freedom was determined by big government and industry. So I do understand why today we would have that mindset where Orientals really didn't have it like that. But nevertheless, now that we are free, we should behave accordingly and learn how to work as a collective, not as just something that's solely dependent on the government or big industry.
The Jews do the same thing also too, like that concept.
God's chosen, they
Sorry about that. Yeah.
no, yeah, they were similarly forced to that until they became the very industries that we are reluctant to, or should be reluctant to deal with directly. They are the representation of personal loans.
Mm.
But no, did you think of your question, brother with the flag?
Yes,
No.
I have I have something I don't know if it's not pertaining to this subject, but it's just something I want to put out there because it's been um it's been a lot of people saying stuff about because basically this manosphere I believe is based off of what's going on in the black community in America. So I think it's been a lot of people that's been adding on to what they got to say. I know it's just opinions and people have opinions and stuff, but to just try to because I hate for people that's outside of our community or my community, that's Afro American people that's of the South of United States that came from from Africa to the United States and all that. I'm talking about them people. I'm talking about not ADOS, but I'm talking about the just the black sect right here. Anyways, I just got to get some things addressed about certain people. Like I've been hearing people that's all the way in Europe, all the way over there. I don't know. They haven't even touched they haven't had a step over here in the United States, but they speaking on certain situations and certain things that's going on between our women and us. I'm talking about my sister, my black sisters. I just want to get that straight out there because there's a lot of people just, adding on foreigners, Africans, people that don't know nothing about our community, but they looking from the outside looking in and they got something to say. I'm not mad or anything. It's just learn before you start saying stuff and putting your opinions because it really don't matter. You're not gonna change nothing because you're not really a part of this culture anyway. So I just want to put that out there. There's nothing negative I'm trying to put out there, but I just want to set people straight because it's just been a lot of people just adding on and they project a lot of stuff into our communities and we just if we handle our own we can do what we can do in America. We change the culture, we run the culture. So I heard yesterday on somebody else's pod they was like there's no black culture, but they don't know black culture. There's a lot of black culture in America, and that consists of what we're talking about. That's part of our culture. The things are we dealing with right now, like the situation with our women and the things that's going on in the West Coast and our streets and what's going on in the South, what's going on with trademark. That don't include everybody of the world. Just because you black don't mean you can just say something about Afro Americans. We have nothing to do with you. I'm just saying, like I'm not trying to be mean, but I gotta set that straight, because people get outside their mouth and they be talking a lot and they don't know nothing about what's going on in the United States. They just want to have their little opinion. So God bless y'all. I hope y'all worry about your culture, worry
Well,
about
hold on.
your country you have.
Wait, before you go, Black, Ramil, you want to address that?
It's a
Who
lot,
on,
but
who on the panel? Who on the panel are you addressing it?
no, I'm just saying I wanted to put it's not none of you, it's not you, Romeo, or anybody, but I'm just saying people, if you listen to what I'm saying, it's to those who that have their own people, have their own culture, have their own country. They should worry about their country because their country in a mess. They need to worry about what's going on over there. And if you in Europe, worry about what's going on in Europe. Because what's going on in the United States doesn't affect what's going on in Europe. You need to pay attention to what's going on in your community. The Muslim community over there, the African community over there, the Caribbean community over there. Worry about that. Let us worry about ours. That's all I'm saying. So God bless everybody. But every black person, we not all the same. So we have to stop. Everybody got to stop putting they say. It's okay to put your opinion, but for you to just be, because I feel like they be attacking us like from the outside. So I don't feel hurt about it, but I feel like sometimes I got to address it. That's all.
Okay.
And God bless everybody. That's all.
Yeah,
Well,
you as well. I will say that to that I'll say this that with freedom of speech comes stuff like that, and we will be critiqued on our collective behavior no matter what. I mean, you can't just tell
But
people.
we not listen. We not a collective. That's the thing. We're
We
not
are
a
a
collective.
collection of people. That's what a
When
collective is.
when we
So
move. when we moved on, when we came from the Africa, we wasn't even the people then. We was different people. We had came over, we got switched over. We got some went to the United States, some went there. Some mothers went there, some sons went somewhere else. So we wasn't really together. The community I'm talking about, the people that's in America right here, that's born, bred, people, family that's from the South, from the 1800s, from here, from
Yeah,
there, that
yeah.
got lineage and all that. That's
So
all I'm saying. I'm just want to get all those pointers straight.
by whatever means we are an ethnic group, and our behavior, like it or not,
All right.
is going to reflect our group, and the group's behavior is going to reflect on us, and we can't really force those to not have an opinion, or even not be vocal about it. The
I'm not saying
only
that.
thing we
We
can
not.
do, well,
I'm
well,
saying what
once again,
I'm saying if you're a Trinidadian, worry about a Trinidadian. If you worry
yeah,
about your
and
country,
what
because
if they
your
say?
country is
And
at
what if they
your
say? And what if they say, "No, nigga, I worry about what I want." Then what do you do?
okay, then
Freedom to
then
speak. Like,
when niggas gonna react. That's just what it is. That's what we do in the United States. We react to niggas.
yeah,
When niggas get stupid, we get stupid with them. That's what we
What
do.
the fuck?
So
okay.
I'm just saying, it's a lot of people that be talking shit that don't know nothing about my community, and I'm gonna stick up for my community. That's just
You
what it
just
is.
said we wasn't a community. All right.
I'm saying
Okay.
I'm talking about the black people. Now I don't know who you are. I'm talking about it's a lot of people that's from the outside. Black people is not all the same. Like Somalians not the same as no Ethiopian.
I get what you're
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I get
They
what you're
all
saying.
different
I
people.
do understand what you're saying, Black man. I remember I had an
A
interview with
Romo is not the same as a Amharic.
yeah.
They not the same.
I get to the point what you're coming
So God
from. I
bless. That's all I'm
remember
saying.
a
Wait,
story.
but what is his
Um,
point though? I'm trying
My
to
point
understand.
is, we not all the same. People need to worry about their country. If your people from Brazil, worry about Brazil. If your people from Nigeria, worry about the Nigerians, because Nigeria's got a whole bunch of problems. Every African got a whole bunch of problems. The Caribbean got a whole bunch of problems with their complex and their skin color. Let's worry about all that stuff because we all got to work on something. I feel like a lot of people just be trying to jump in on Afro Americans because we don't really we can't really connect because some people be saying
Who
it's a
is a
certain.
lot of people?
Okay, let's
Because
say
this
let's
drawing a
say
straw man saying a lot of people.
I got an example for that. I got an example for that.
let
And
hold on, let me say.
I seen this actually happen. Hold. Let me.
Okay, all right,
I got
all
an
right, go
example for that.
go ahead.
I remember the interview that C Boogie did with this Middle Eastern woman that was very cringeworthy. And when he asked her this question about what do you think about black men not protecting our black women, and she said the most cringeworthy shit. She was basing it on what she sees from TV, how she thinking that we're not protecting our women, not realizing that most of our black women don't want to be protected. They're the ones that starting all the fights. They're the ones acting masculine and getting into domestic violent situations that we don't initiate. They initiate that. Why would we want to protect women that's not even submissive towards us like that? And she was speaking from like, I'm disappointed in y'all black men. I was like, yo, why does this clown got this damn pseudo feminist chicken head for the Middle East who raised under a culture that she's supposed to be submissive towards a man, but she's over 30, not married to damn self.
Yeah, yeah,
I get what he's saying
yeah.
to a point of view. Yeah, definitely. Like yeah. When it comes to people like that, yeah.
I'm not trying to divide us. I'm just
But
saying people have a way of what they be doing online, and I see it almost every time. And just because people don't dress, I don't know if it's the African American community that don't dress or they scared because we not scared. But the thing is, people can have their thing, but if your country have problems, you need to worry about your people and your country. That's the thing. That's the reason why you come to the United States to come here, be successful, and help your people that's back in their countries. But I don't like the people I just don't like people that be speaking on my culture, saying certain stuff. I just feel like I need to address that because people just be
So who
running
spoke
rampant
on
with
your culture recently that ticked you off?
that.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I
this
don't
is
want to
kind of
call
Because
no
crazy.
name.
do you have
Yeah,
the number of
yeah,
people? Like,
yeah.
do
It was
you
a.
know if it's a majority of the outsiders that speak on your
Oh,
people,
for sure, for sure, for
or
sure,
if it's a
for sure,
minority?
for sure. It's
What do you
not a
mean for
majority.
sure?
It's I would say a
It's not a
minority.
majority.
I'm gonna say it's a minority,
Okay.
but it's kind of
Hey,
big.
are you talking about Jessica X?
How
that's
you
what I
know,
was
bro?
thinking.
Well, no, I kind of thought it before when he said Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not even just Jessica X, but it's people in Europe, it's people in the Caribbean. But the thing is, I don't like that separation when they have it bad with their complexes and all this stuff. Like we black people in America, we are used to fighting racism in America. We know the white man like his back of our hand because we right next to him.
do you
Oh
Been
my
oppressed
think
to him.
black people in Europe? go through
I
racism.
should have known when I saw the
They actually go through.
avatar.
They might have go through
No,
racism worse
listen.
than what we went through.
No, bro. No.
Did you see this? Remember the situation last year when they showed those videos of the black people getting kicked out of the hotel, Asian hotels in Japan and everything with the pandemic?
That ain't in Europe, bro.
No, I'm saying like in Asia. Remember the video they were showing how they was kicking a lot of Africans out of their hotels?
We're going far
Yeah,
down.
them Asians was ruthless, man. They were
Yeah,
ruthless.
exactly.
Yeah, but that's not Europe, bro.
Guys,
Yeah.
we're kind of like derailing.
Yeah, exactly. We're going far down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ramil is the
But I gotta
guest.
get that out there.
Hold on, Ramil is the guest. Any questions for Ramil? He's the star right now.
No, you doing
Yeah, I
good,
got a
bro.
question
Nah,
for.
But Ramil, I'm supposed to give you a shout out on that video you did with Mr. Fantastic on C Boogie Disc. Yo, kudos, man.
Smooth, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question for Ramil. Ramil, I would actually urge you to please get back into your herbal thing. You know, like those herbal concoctions that you had on your website at one point. If you could start that back up again, because I'm literally down to just taking one pill now just to make it last when I'm supposed to take 4.
Yeah, I had it open for like a day, like over the week. But I just don't. Yeah, somebody is buzzing loud, but I don't think that.
Mel, please mute out. Thank you. Sorry, Ramil. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all good. I just how I do it now is like when I do have the time, I'll send out an email like, hey, you know, I'm opened up today, but that's it because it's just so much. It's just a lot to do. Like I take my time with those things because I am a herbalist and I don't want to half-ass it. So if I can't go 100%, I don't want to make them at all. So when I do get the time,
Also, you actually make them yourself.
Yeah, I hand make them. So it's like I can't if I get 100 orders, right, motherfucker, because I take that stuff seriously. Like I you know what I'm saying, like you talking about health and things like that. So I can't delegate that. You know what I mean? Like I'm a perfectionist sometimes. So
it's too time consuming.
It's very time consuming. So for me to do that, it's just I don't really got time, you know. So, but when I do have the time, I will send out an email, and y'all better get it when I send that email. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say, hey, I'm open for the day, that's it, you know. But I just don't want to. Yeah. I can't half-ass that. So if I can't do it 100%, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I think you should maybe target a Caucasian demographic a little more because they buy shit by the droves. If you sell it to niggas,
here's the thing. Niggas was buying the shit too. Y'all was buying the shit. It's just the time it takes for me to make it, right? To make those things, to make the herbs is very, and I don't want to delegate that. I can hire somebody, but that's those. I'm like very like when it comes to stuff like that, I gotta see it before it goes out. I don't want to pass that off to anybody. I had the person, and I'm involved in so many different things. Like for me to do the herbs, do I really want to do it? But I got the ingredients on the website. Like y'all niggas gotta understand. I put the ingredients on that shit. You know, y'all can get the ingredients and make it yourself. It's not rocket science.
Hey, Ramil, real quick, can you please? Wait, Ramil, real quick, can you please drop the links to your website? I want to buy something. I don't know what you sell, but I'm buying. But drop the links.
I don't know if I got anything I'm selling right now, but I know I don't got the herb side up right now. I gotta.
You selling T-shirts, right? The pump and dump. You still selling?
Yeah, those? but I'm gonna redo those. I gotta redo that one. I want to redo them. I don't think I'm saying I got any product. I don't got no product right now. That's crazy.
Man, get back on it, Ramil, man. Stop playing. At least give a heads up on a date where you have the site open, and then we rush there.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give a heads up now. I got a lot going on, man. So I can't do everything. But go ahead.
No, you have any shirts left?
No, the shirts, but I want to redo them because I want to redo the design. The pump and dump T-shirt, like I'm gonna redo it. You know what I mean? So I got the site on Teespring, but I want to redo the shirt. So just be patient. Like I might have some, I just got a lot going on, so I can't. If I focus on this, I'm gonna lose out on some other stuff. So don't worry. It's all gonna come back full circle. I'm gonna come back with the herbs and everything. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
just be like
cool.
that.
Because I want to take a picture in a pump and dump shirt on Instagram. So
Okay,
let me
okay,
know
I
when you
got you.
come out with it.
I'm
Definitely.
gonna when I fix the design, I'm gonna uh do it.
Oh, and I want a pink one in size small. So make sure you got those available
All
for me.
right, that's a bet.
Hi. Hi, Queen.
Hello. I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
girl.
I have my mic muted, but I'm just gonna ask my question. Hop down on grocery shopping, and my son
Okay.
kind of asking a bunch of questions. But I just wanted to ask. I heard the panel talking about it earlier, but I wanted to know: do you really believe that the issue that plagues Black people as a whole? I believe it was Game Changer talking about changing the culture, and that it's heaven. Oh, excuse me. Yes, baby. Heavily influenced by. I'm just say because I'm in public.
Yeah.
But do you believe it's that, or do you believe it's that Black people focus too much on material as a whole and invest in the wrong things? Because I feel like
Well,
that plays a bigger role.
I think that Black men use material as a means to an end, and that end is the cat. So you could say that they're hyper focused on the material, the gold teeth, the Gucci frames, or the ice grill, or whatever is popular right now, the spinning rims, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But these are things that Black men at least use to get the cat. So either way, it all comes down to cat. I'm saying that the over focus on cat is what's making us hyper consumers.
It's so cold in here. Okay, I know it's cold in here. Walking by the
Oh, hey,
frozen food.
baby.
Okay.
Sounds so
Okay, I
cute.
get
That's
what
a
you're
girl
saying now
or
because I
boy,
came in on the
Queen.
tail. I'm so sorry. I came in on the tail end of it,
Okay.
and I was kind of like, for me, the issue that I've always saw was people spending money on unnecessary things. And I always say that I'm not too much a materialistic person, just because I know it can be like the downfall of a relationship, and it can be the downfall of a lot of households. So I try not to focus too much on materialistic stuff. But I was wondering if that's something that Black people just deal with as an issue overall.
Well, I'll put the challenge to you. Can you name a product that Black men are known to consume in large quantities that doesn't somehow lead to cat? And there you
I'm
go.
a no. Oh,
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean,
I had
if
myself.
we were like large anime consumers, I get it. You
No,
know,
dude. No, I'm so sorry. I had myself muted. That's why I couldn't answer you because I have the baby with me.
oh,
But
okay.
the only thing I can honestly say that I see that that doesn't lead to cat. Oh no, you're absolutely right. I can't think of anything right now because in a way everything can lead back to getting women.
Well, I mean, if a person has like a nice anime collection with a, Thundercat museum in their house, that doesn't really lead to cat. So, and this is something you will find in other ethnicities' house, not ours. We tend to spend the bulk of our money, our limited resources, on cat or the attempts thereof. So
So do
I
you
think
think?
that changing the mindset around that would definitely change the spending habits. Instead of for getting gold fronts, we would just brush our own damn teeth and things like that. You know.
Got you, got you. And do you think that this applies to women too? Do you believe that women buy a lot of stuff in
I'm
the
sorry.
absence? No. Do you believe that it applies for women also, buying everything to get the attention of men,
No.
such as the
Well,
weave and the nails and things
it
like
doesn't
that?
apply. It doesn't apply to Black women. They buy the weave because it's lazy, because of laziness. They don't actually think that men are attracted to it. They wear the cheapest lingerie because I sleep with multiple races of women. Now I could say that Black women by far wear the worst lingerie ever. And yeah, I don't think that they spend any money on trying to seduce a man, or time, or energy, or effort in the gym.
It's more to get attention from other women.
Yeah. So no, I think it's the men that are hyper focused on sex, and it's affecting their spending habit.
Gotcha. All right, that's all I wanted to ask.
I'll get.
Yes, you're not getting soda, love. All right, thank
GC,
you.
I have a question for Queen.
Hey, Queen.
Queen, I got a question for
Yes,
you,
yes,
real quick. I wanted to ask you. I know you have an anime store and everything, right? So,
yes.
given that you're in that world, I wanted to know, do you think that it's a lot more, maybe like uh, black dudes or a lot more dudes in general that are drawn to anime now, especially in the last few years? and they're doing it because of the girls that are in that world as well. Because there's been
So
like I've heard that there's this thing with Twitch now where you have these girls scamming up half naked, and it's actually a gamer platform. So it's like, do you see a change in that, like the interest in gaming and anime from dudes being because there's a potential to actually attract cosplaying girls that look attractive and stuff like that?
so for me, I really can't agree to that. I think that the influx that I have seen from Black people in the anime community is that more Black people are willing to buy it. But Black people. um to the issue that I have, a lot of people tend to think that gamer girls are monolith. I have to speak out because I myself am a gamer girl. I have anime figures and things like that. I think that the more interest that you see in people following it is because it's been more normalized now. In addition to the fact that you have a lot more parents who are more open to the idea, to some degree, of letting their child purchase anime items. So, for example, we had a customer actually come in today where her child came in. He was super excited to see the anime merchandise. He wanted some of it. And she was like, "What is this weird stuff? I'm not going to buy this for you. You can get better things. Come on, we're headed to Foot Locker." So I'm like, so you're more willing to drop money at Foot Locker than you are into something your child's actually interested in.
But see, I got to actually answer for Smooth. He's actually making a point and alluded to this because we see women on Twitch, technically like another form of like OnlyFans, and we all know dudes are spending money to see these beautiful females, these fantasy females, is even more turned on now by them seeing them dressed as their favorite anime characters. We see attractive females now cosplaying as their favorite anime characters, even superheroes and all that. I've seen some porn stars that got Twitch channels, that got gaming channels, and they suck at it. Women
Okay.
suck at video games. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. But they know for a fact that they could get money from guys due to the fact because they know they're beautiful and they playing at a realm that where they at. So them guys don't even care how good they play. These females play. It's the fact that they're there. They went and spend their money just to get the exclusive to talk to her. They thinking they talking to her back, and she looking beautiful. And so
So,
if you go to the not to say that there's some girls that's actually in the anime because they're into for the love of it. Yes, that is true. But technically, we have to be honest with you too. The majority of most females they get into because that's the money and everything. I'm not
I'm
knocking
a,
they hustle for it either too, like that. Yeah. If you go to
I'm
the Comic Con conventions and everything, there are a lot of beautiful females over there. I would even say 8, 9s, and 10s. Yes, they got into comic books also too. But be for real, like yeah, like they can attract a lot of dudes, and they can even game a lot of dudes out of money like that too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and speak on that. I don't believe that for a second. Let me explain why. Earlier today, Bernard did a stream talking about the pick me chicks, right? And he said you have actual pick me's who get picked up in the community who are actual women who actually think that way, and you have the ones that front. You always have the ones that front be louder than the ones that aren't. I would encourage you to hop into a couple different anime communities and listen to what the women say there. Because I've been attacked by men in those chat rooms because I'll pop in and be like, okay, I just did cosplay on my store. I get attacked and be like, oh, are you really into cosplay or is your man putting you on? Or are you just here for attention? And I'm like, no, this is a big thing
But see,
that
that's what I'm saying.
happens.
I actually, you see how right I am because they know most of
Hold
the
on.
females is into it. Yes, I'm not saying there are some females into it, just they into it. Yes, but most majority of females, yes, they get. You see how you was attacked, right?
I'm gonna be hold
Right,
on.
and
I don't
No,
think she was
she was
finished.
going somewhere with it.
Oh
Yeah, she
no.
was going somewhere with it.
hold on. I believe now when you say it's a good majority, that's not what I agree with what you say, except for you saying the good majority. I do believe that the minority gets most of the attention because majority of anime girls, when I go into chat rooms and that happens, I don't speak. When I have discussions about anime, I don't speak. I don't talk. I don't do any of that because I know the first questions, even me owning my own store, I have gentlemen who will come in and challenge me about the merchandise that I place on my shelf.
oh,
So I majority of anime girls who
There are
actually watch anime don't speak. We don't talk about it. We don't even let it be known because we already know the questions that are coming and we don't have the energy to deal with it. So that is a big topic in a lot of anime chat rooms is you have these gentlemen who assume that gamer girls and anime girls look a certain type of way. And as I said before, if I was walking down the street, you would not think of me, hey, she's one of those girls that watches anime. That's the reality of it. And I think a lot of people tend to operate off of what they hear. And then when somebody brings a narrative that disrupts that, nobody wants to listen to them.
It's not about
Because
what
I would
I
always,
hear. Yeah, this is actually what I've seen, and you got to blame the majority of other girls who messed it up for you,
which
like
we do,
that. Is that yeah?
which we do, we call them out. If you
And,
go in, like that's why I said, go
yeah,
to a lot of these anime forums, you have girls that are calling out Delilah Lays and
yeah.
things like that, the porn stars who are doing that because they're like, what you're doing is you're having these guys come to you, get heartbroken, and then be like, these girls don't watch anime, it's all for a joke. But then the real girls are like, no, we told you to stay away from her,
Yeah,
you're staying away
yeah,
from
they,
her.
they juice these dudes out of money. Fresh and Fit be exposing these girls like that also too on their show, with not to them being on OnlyFans, but they also go to Twitch, anime communities, all different type of sci-fi. And they,
Yes.
they know
Now,
there's an online dude who has a girlfriend who she goes on webcam as anime characters, but he knows the sexual desire for her and everything. Dude's gonna throw money because they have a sexual desire for her, and she's playing a pawn on that. It's like how you said females want to tell men that they're misogynist, but you got an OnlyFans page and you're making money off of misogynistic men.
So with that, I think that goes into what Ramil was saying. You know, trust no woman. That you shouldn't trust. And I'm paraphrasing, so Ramil, you can correct me. But
Yeah, I want to hear more from Ramil. What do you have to
yeah.
say
Do you think that
about
that's
what?
along those lines?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mel.
Oh no, it's all right. Yeah, I was just.
I meant Melody, but
No,
Melody, go
no.
ahead.
yeah, I want to hear
Well,
from. Do you think that goes, around that topic that you was talking about trust no women?
I mean, I just for various reasons, yeah. Women are going to like water, right? So they're gonna see wherever there's an opening, and if they can see money in them anime communities, they're gonna get that too. Uh, Maybe there are some women interested in it for real. But I mean, that's is what it is. I remember I was in Atlanta. I was downtown. I had a big Comic-Con place. There's a lot of females down there, so it's probably a lot of them genuinely interested in that. Uh, but they're going to get a benefit from it. This is what it is.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah, it's never. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, like, here's the thing, man. You can hate the game, or you just gonna play it right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, females gonna do what they do. They're gonna be on Twitch. They're gonna be at the anime conference. They're gonna be all this shit. You can be the guy that's going to simp and trick for them, right? Or you can be the guy that's going to be lifting up their Sailor Moon costume at the end of the night, getting that ass with minimal effort. So you can hate. I mean, the game gonna be the game. Choose your side.
You gotta be
Simple as
more.
that.
You gotta be more one, baby.
Whatever you want to be. I'm just saying. Choose the side. You want what part of the game you gonna be on? That's all you can do. You ain't gonna stop the game.
Exactly. And
I'm not
females,
hating
women,
that. I know people hate game. I know people hate the game shit, but I'm not trying to. It's just
nah, we tell how it is. You gotta tell how it is. You gotta accept
women
it.
are going to be in places where they're going to benefit from. You're going to be the guy helping them benefit, or you're going to be the guy they're giving the benefits to.
Exactly. The same way we did with social media. They've been doing it for years, like IG, Facebook, Twitter,
It's the
Snapchat.
same shit.
Same
It's the same
concept.
shit.
Yeah, wherever they find a way to monetize their sexual attention towards them, they're gonna do it. And it's about a certain percentage of men that's gonna fall for their trap. So either don't fall for their trap and, like you said, be the guy that she's bringing the money to, benefit of that,
You
or
don't got to be that guy. You can just be the guy she's fucking. You don't got to be the guy she's
exactly.
fucking. You just be. I mean, but or you.
Hey, she could bring the bread and fuck me.
That could be two different people. She could be bringing the bread to one nigga. She be fucking one nigga. So one nigga's giving her the money. They got like 10 different niggas for everything. So it's just like, which one you gonna be? What category you gonna be in her life?
Exactly.
Right. So I have another person on the panel who haven't said anything. Is Steven or Stefan? Steven? You there, Steven?
Stefan, like Stefan, like
Stefan.
Steven, Wagwan, fam.
I'm so sorry, Melanie. I'm gonna go ahead and hop down off the panel.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you, and you guys have yourself a good day.
Take care, Queen. Take care.
Bye, Queen. Steven, Okay, I guess he's not there. I want to start doing final thoughts soon.
Steven probably fell asleep.
Yeah, Steven, you there? Okay, no. Okay, so I'm just gonna do final thoughts. Or anybody have anything else to say to Ramil before I end?
Nah, Ramil, I'm gonna hit you up in a couple minutes.
All right, cool.
How about you, Smooth? You have anything to say to Ramil?
No, not really, man. I mean, I frequent his channel anyway all the time, so I just say get back on them Ramil herbs, my dude. They was really helping out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah, I'm
shout
gonna
out
have
to
him coming
Ramil
back,
though,
man.
man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right,
Appreciate it.
all right.
How about
Y'all
you,
have a
Matt?
good one. All right,
All right,
peace.
bye. Bye,
Definitely,
Smooth.
Ramel, man. Definitely, it was good chatting with you, brother. Definitely, you keep doing your thing, man, and everything. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, don't try to worry about. You already know this, but don't try to worry about trying to help everybody. Help those that want to be helped. They coming to you for that help. Help them. You know, you ain't gotta help. You ain't gotta help 80%. Focus on the 20% that's listening. That's it. And that's all you need to do. Definitely. All
Appreciate
right,
it. Thanks.
definitely, brother. Till next time, man. I'll catch your
Mhm.
shows. Definitely.
Right, and I just want to say, Ramil, you know how I feel about your content. I think it's great. I think you help a lot of black men. Just keep doing what you do, and thanks for coming. I really appreciate you.
Let me ask you this
Good job,
question.
Melanie. Definitely. Good job, Melanie.
Melanie, I have a
Yeah,
question. Would you
sure.
ever entertain? Would you since you said you ended up with your guy you was with since you was young age? Would you ever look in the manosphere for any of these gentlemen as a
Yeah.
mate?
Yes, these are all intelligent black men, and yeah, definitely. I definitely will. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Why haven't you?
I don't know yet. I mean, no one has. Well, people have tried,
I'm about to say, come on now.
but nobody have really like hit me up on that level. You know how we flirt, we play around, but nobody really said, "Hey, let's get together, let's have lunch, or let's meet up." I've never got that opportunity yet.
Right. All right. That's all. I was just all right. Well, like I said, I appreciate you having me, man. It was definitely you know what I'm saying? It was cool. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all, you know.
Yeah, and I appreciate you too. I appreciate you coming. Thank you
Yep.
guys, and thank you everybody who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? And like on your way out. Thank you. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.